I never planned on being a surgeon. That's probably not how most doctors begin their story, but it's mine. And I've learned over the course of a lifetime that the best stories rarely follow the plan. It started with astronauts, which is funny because I was terrified of heights. But I was a kid in the space age, and terror has never stopped a child from dreaming. As I grew older, medicine replaced the stars. Not because it was safer, it wasn't, but because I saw evidence that someone like me could do it. One of my childhood doctors was a black man. He didn't have to say a word. His existence was the argument. What I didn't know yet, what even I barely understood, was that I was fighting a reading-related learning disability. At the same time, I was fighting my way into rooms I wasn't supposed to be in. Reading cost me more than it costs most people. It always has. But I found ways. You always find ways. 20 years later, I was at Duke University School of Medicine, third in the nation. One of my professors had won the Nobel Prize. The man who wrote the textbook I was studying from was in the room. Surreal doesn't begin to cover it. Surgery rotation at Duke is notorious. You don't sleep. You don't eat enough. You are humbled, publicly and repeatedly, by people who believe that hardship produces greatness. I'm not sure I agree with the method, but I survived it. And somewhere inside that exhaustion, I found something unexpected. I caught fire. It was something unexpected. Eventually, I had to walk into the office of Dr. David Sabiston, chairman of surgery, the man whose name on a letter of recommendation could open or close every door in surgical residency. He didn't know me, but he was warm to me. And then he said a name I didn't recognize. Vivian Thomas, the name that would change everything. I nodded. I thanked him. I left with my letter. And I had no idea at all, that I had just been handed a torch that had been burning for decades. That's where part one ends. In ignorance, in unknowing, which is, honestly, the only honest place to begin. Part two, the men who changed surgery forever. Visit unbedsidemanners.com for more stories. Learn more about physicians railroaded by bad policy on our website.